Barbecue pulled pork in the Instant Pot is amazing, but I'm going to show you how to make it even more magical the Disney way. Hi everyone, this is Lana from Lana Under Pressure. Even for a food blogger like me, making dinner every night for the family can get a little boring and a little monotonous. So what I like to do is sometimes I'll come up with themed dinners. And one of my favorites is based on our favorite place to go on vacation, which is Disney World. Disney World has some of the best food around, and one of our favorites is a cafe at the Magic Kingdom called the Gold Oak Outpost, and they have a barbecue pork waffle fry. And I'm going to show you how to use the Instant Pot and the air fryer to recreate this magical treat. What I love about this recipe is that you can start with frozen pork. And if you've watched some of my other videos or seen my other recipes, you know that I like to make things as easy as possible with the least amount of prep work. So using a frozen pork right out of the freezer makes this perfect for a weeknight meal. This recipe includes a dry rub and a liquid barbecue sauce portion that we're going to not only use as the sauce, but also cook the pork in. And if you're doing this with a fresh pork roast, you can do the dry rub the typical way where you make the dry rub, put it on, and then kind of marinate it in the fridge overnight if you want to. But because we're doing this from frozen and I'm trying to make this as quick and easy as possible, we're just gonna add the dry rub to the top of the pork right before we cook it. For the dry rub, we're going to start with 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use dark or light. 1.5 teaspoons salt, and I like to use kosher salt. If you're going to use table salt, use less. 1/2 teaspoon ground pepper, and 1 tablespoon Larry salt. And yes, I know it's not called Larry's, but my Jewish grandma from Boston called it Larry's, so it's Larry's. Mix it really well, make sure all the clumps are broken up, and set it aside. For the sauce that's also going to be our cooking liquid, we're going to start with 3/4 cups water, 1/4 cup of ketchup, and we're going to place everything right in the same bowl and mix it. Then 1/4 cup barbecue sauce, and I love Sweet Baby Ray's. And because we're adding a sweet coleslaw, I like to use the regular barbecue sauce, but you can use something sweeter, whatever you want. Then 1/8 cup of apple cider vinegar. Don't forget to shake the bottle. Two tablespoons brown sugar, again, light or dark. 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Some fresh ground black pepper, or 1/2 teaspoon. And then whisk it really, really well and set it aside. Now that our wet and dry ingredients are mixed together, we're ready to cook. First, we're going to place our wet barbecue liquid into the Instant Pot. Now we're going to place our pork inside. And if it doesn't sit flat, that's okay. As it cooks, it'll start to break apart. Next, we're going to add our dry rub. And again, because we're doing this from frozen, we're going to add the dry rub right before cooking. And what I like to do is sprinkle it over the top and kind of pat it down. But it'll all end up into the liquid anyways. And I find that it infuses in the pork a little bit more by doing it this way. We're ready to cook. Secure the lid, make sure the knob is in the sealed position, and we're going to pressure cook for 1 hour and 30 minutes on high pressure, then natural pressure release for 20 minutes. Once we've set our pork to cook, we're going to start on the coleslaw mixture, and that way, as the pork is cooking, all of the flavors for the coleslaw will marinate in the fridge. For our easy coleslaw, we're going to start with 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons buttermilk or whole milk, 1/2 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, 2½ tablespoons of just plain white sugar, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, and you can use fresh lemon juice, but I love this Key West lemon juice. Half a teaspoon ground pepper, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and then whisk that really well together till it's all combined and creamy. Then use classic coleslaw mix, and I love using the bag mix. It makes it so much easier, but if you want to grate your own cabbage and add onion or whatever, feel free to do that. Mix it really well together so it's all incorporated. Then we're going to cover with plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. Pork has natural pressure released for 20 minutes and the little pressure valve is down, so we can open the lid. And we want to shred the pork, but we want to take it out first, and you can see it's falling apart, so it's going to be really easy to shred. Next, we're going to reduce the sauce by sauteing. And press the saute button, and we want it to be to more. So either you can use the adjust button if it has it, or like on this Instant Pot, just press the saute button and it'll toggle through until it says more. We've removed the pork from the Instant Pot, and I have my liquid sauteing so it can reduce. And while that's going, we're going to just shred the pork, and it's really easy now that it's cooked for 1 hour and 30 and natural pressure released. It's completely falling apart, so you can just use 2 forks, and I mean, look at that, it falls apart. So just shred it completely and then set it aside. Our sauce has sauteed for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to add back the pork. Now it's up to you how long you want to saute and reduce the liquid. If you want it to be thicker or not, that's completely up to you. Just make sure you mix the pork in really well. Now I'm going to add a little bit of barbecue sauce at the end just to give it a little extra flavor, but that's up to you as well, whether you want to do that or not. Now it's ready to serve. Making fries in the air fryer is so easy, so I always do it right before I serve. You're going to use the basket that comes with your Omni, and I like to spray some Pam or some nonstick spray on it. That helps. And then place the fries, in this case the waffle fries, in the basket, and it's okay if they overlap. Anytime you make fries, spray with a little bit of olive oil. And we're going to preheat our air fryer oven at 420 degrees and cook for 10 to 13 minutes. It's cooked on the air fry mode, and we're done at 11 minutes. So I hit canceled, and notice how I cooked them on the middle rack with the drip tray at the bottom. And you can see why I nicknamed my Omni the fry machine. I mean, they're perfect. Our pork is ready. We have our fries done. Our coleslaw has been sitting and marinating in the fridge, and we're ready to assemble. We're going to assemble these just like they do at Disney World, with about 1/4 cup of coleslaw on top of the waffle fries, and then add the barbecue pulled pork right on top of that. And there you have it, as simple as that. Now another great way to serve this, and the way they do it in Disneyland, is one of their cafes serve it instead of barbecue pulled pork over waffle fries, they serve it over a baked potato. And that's really delicious too. And it's really simple to make a baked potato in your Vortex or your Omni air fryer oven. Just 380 degrees on air fry for 40 to 45 minutes, and you use a baked potato instead. But either way, it's absolutely delicious, and it's going to bring back those Disney memories. Daisy May and I thank you so much for watching. Happy cooking and stay safe. Bye!